I'm Thomas Gandy with your halftime City Source news break. Early voting continues through October 30th in Irving.
And from the Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium, it's the ICTN Game of the Week. The Jesuit Rangers, as you see there, taking the field against the MacArthur Cardinals. There they are in their red jerseys. It's Homecoming 2020. Hey everybody, Rob Willman with you along with John Nelson, and these Cardinals coming off a thrilling win last week right here on ICTN, 27-24 over Nimitz on a Hail Mary as time expires. What a game. In fact, our first two games of the year on ICTN have been really fun and enjoyable. What a great night for football, by the way. It's 72 degrees. The humidity is bearable at 62. The winds are light. A clear sky. They said it feels like 75. Well, it just feels like football weather. It is going to be a good night, and the key, I think, tonight is going to be whether or not the Cardinals can go toe-for-toe offensively against Jesuit. They're up there averaging 35 points a game, whereas MacArthur's only averaging about 14. Both teams giving up in the mid-30s. Now with the call, Mr. Nelson.
All right, Rob Parker Brown kicks off, fielded over the shoulder at the 5 by Nuwama, and Nuwama is taken down just shy of the 15-yard line. Week 5 of the 2020 high school football season. The Cardinals averaging 14 points a game. The Jesuit Ranger defense allowing 38. And Rob, here are the standings.
Well, Richardson and Lake Highlands lead the district race, both undefeated. Jesuit with a heartbreaking loss to Lake Highlands last week. Then Berkner, Pierce, Mack, and then you got Nimitz and Irving should be down there as well.
Starting quarterback is Kylel Fly, number 12. He's a sophomore, one of 10. On the varsity roster, operates from the gun. 1st and 10 from the 13. Fields it one-handed. Here's the handoff, and a whistle terminates play. Damon White got the handoff, but somebody jumped the gun on the first offensive play.
Offense number 80. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
It'll cost the Cards 5, so they'll set up shop at the 8-yard line. There's tonight's referee, Josh Penn. So the Cardinals in a hole early at their own 8, averaging 114 yards of rushing a game and just over 105 up top. 1-3 on the year, 1-1 in the district. Fly again from the gun, has 2 receivers wide right. Here's a draw play coming right as White. Damon White struggles and gets to the 14.
Did a good job of breaking a tackle at the line of scrimmage. That was Ryan Graham, the senior defensive tackle. Had a beat on him there at the very beginning, but he's able to break a tackle. Didn't lose too many out of the deal, but here they are at 2nd down and long.
2nd and 14 from the 9, just underway. Again, 2 receivers to the short side, 1 receiver wide left. Fly. He'll hand it off. It is dropped. It is dropped, and a pile-up at the 5. Rangers indicate they have it as the referee separates the white jerseys from the red. About 4 more to go. And the Cardinals.
Well, White might have been able to come back on top of that. It's always great. Everybody on the other team, the defensive unit, always points in the opposite direction. Just, it had it right in the hands, right in the gut, and then once he dropped it, then it's slick, and they're lucky to get the ball back, they being MacArthur.
Graham Bowers almost took it away, number 49. It's 3rd and about 16. From the 6, from the goal line, here's a draw play, handoff, and nothing at all. And the Jesuit defense is held on Mac's first offensive series.
Peter Mele, number 52, one of the linebackers, 5th on the team in tackles, was right there on the play. And that first line of defense, pretty solid in the opening series for Jesuit.
Robert Fitzgerald back in return posture, awaiting this punt. On 4th and 18, Cards punting from the end zone. That's Eric Velasquez, number 84. Rangers stacking 9 across the front. End over end. Fitzgerald gets away from it, takes a high hop at the 39, and will be downed at the Irving MacArthur 38. Outstanding field position for Jesuit's first offensive series.
Not exactly what the Cardinals were wanting in their opening series A and field position B, because these Rangers are very good offensively, and the starting lineup First of all, for Jesuit in that offensive prowess, Lingell, Roy, Taylor, Krepp, Heckel, Younger, Cook. There's your 5 guys, the skilled positions up front. Keep an eye on Roy. He's the quarterback.
And Jake Taylor, number 8. Roy will throw on first down, intended out in the near flat for Ryan Shore, number 13, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10. The Rangers averaging 35 points a game and 273 yards of passing.
Defensively for Mac, we'll get to those starters here in a second.
2nd and a dime. Here's a handoff to number 8, Jake Taylor, the preseason offensive MVP in the district, and is thrown hard out of bounds at about the 36.
Defensive starters for MacArthur, and they're going to have their hands full tonight. They went from a 3-4 to a 4-3 because of the passing attack. Nuama, Reagan, Newberry. Watch 47. Had a great game last week against Irving. Those are your 3 linebackers.
Gage Roy completing
Loera.
69% of his passes.
Lawrence Jackson, Born Luke, the guys in the secondary.
From the 36, he'll throw on the run, completes the pass at the 25, inside the 20, and thrown down at the 16-yard line. Number 4, Cole Younger, junior wideout.
About 18 yards on the plate. Younger just sit in there and waited for the pass.
Taylor on the draw over left guard to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone.
That looked pretty easy, didn't it? 17-yard run.
Jake Taylor finds pay dirt, his 6th rushing touchdown of the year. Came in with a nice productive of about 5 yards per carry. And it's 6-0 Jesuit. And Parker Brown out of the hole of Connor Naughton will try to make it 7-0.
Pretty sloppy tackling there for MacArthur in the opening series. They just don't look as crisp. Maybe a fallout from last week's game, who knows?
Penalty marker down, extra point is good. If it's against Mac, it'll hold and give the Rangers a 7-0 lead. 8:57 left
Defense number 11.
in the opening
That
quarter.
penalty is declined. It was on the play. Try is good.
Look at that touchdown again by number 8, Jake Taylor, who came in averaging close to 5 yards a carry. And right there, he just breaks the tackle right up the gut for his 6th touchdown of the season.
Taylor last year had over 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. The penalty against Mac, so we have a leader in the clubhouse. 7-0 Jesuit at the 8:57 mark, following that short punt, and the defensive Jesuit able to hold Mac on the first offensive series.
Jesuit losing to Lake Highlands last week, 34-31. In fact, Jesuit with only 2 wins before that in a row, Plano East and J.J. Pierce. Their only 2 wins. Kind of struggled against East, and not quite a good, strong team by the Panthers as they've been in the past, so you just really didn't know what kind of team Jesuit would be this year, but that opening series, they look pretty good.
Daryl Smith, there's a freshman, number 20 at the 4-yard line. Brown's line drive kickoff goes over the head of Smith. It'll come out to the 25. And Mac about to take it for the 2nd offensive series. Cardinals winning last week 27-24, as Rob illustrated, within the last 8 seconds. That Hail Mary pass giving them their first win of the year. Their season started on October the 2nd, a loss to Lakeview Centennial 35-7. This series is tied 2 wins apiece. Jesuit came here 5 years ago and won the game 40-14. From the 25, 1st and 10, MacArthur. Hand off, trying to find an avenue over the right side, and a gain of 4 yards on 1st and 10 for the freshman Daryl Smith.
Starting lineups offensively for MacArthur tonight in the Cardinals. We'll start with the big guys up front: Mohammed, Bardelis, Puente, Akpom, and Ramos. Then you got Fly, White, Hamilton, Daly, Warden, and Molina, your skilled positions. 2nd
and 6 from the 29. Fly will hand off on the sweep. He's got 4, he's got 5, and may have a first down at the 36. Damon White, and it is enough for the first down for the Cards.
What a game for White last week. 16 carries, 135 yards. Coming into that game, he had only carried the ball twice for 32. So they really needed his speed last week, and they're going to need the same type of production this week. Keep the ball away from the Rangers because their offense is so good.
Trey Warden and two others wide to the near side. That's Damon White, senior, one of 29 for first-year coach Billy Skinner. Trailing 7-0. From the 36, Fly will keep it 40-45. And another first down out to the 46, and a late flag dropped as soon as Fly was dropped.
Could be holding against the Cardinals. Looked like the left side of that offensive line. Maybe Mohammed, number 61, the sophomore. Let's listen in.
Holding. Offense number 61.
Yep, number 61, Mohammed on that left side.
Remains first down.
Interesting the way that the Rangers played defensively. MacArthur had 3 wide receivers set to the near side, and they had 4 defenders covering the 3, respecting the speed. And that enabled Fly to have, there's one less guy to beat, and he was able to get a lot of yards, but they get the penalty.
From the point of the foul, it's 1st and 16. Fly with an empty backfield, throws in traffic, gets it to Lee Hamilton, and Hamilton immediately shaken down by Bowers.
Defensively, or Jesuit, you've got Bowers, Graham, and Melee, the 3 up front. The backers, Nolan, Ussery, Judson, and Kent. And then the secondary, you've got Fitzgerald, Jackson, Manning, and McFarland. Very quick defensive unit, quick linebackers, as we saw on that last play. Quick hitters will work well. They got 3 down linemen pretty much straight up against the offensive line.
Kylell Fly scrambles and just throws it away. Damon White was well covered. It'll set up 3rd and 15. Well, Rob, the Ranger defense can be had. I mean, Jesuit defensively giving up over 300 yards of passing a game as you look at Brandon Hickman in his 10th year. Head coach for the Rangers, previously at J.J. Pearson, I believe North Garland. But giving up over 300 yards a game and then on the ground at 193. So a good offensive team could cause some trouble.
Go toe-to-toe with them like Lake Highlands did the previous week.
From the 31, Fly on the quarterback draw, looking for running room, crosses a 40, crosses a 45, and steps out of bounds right at the 45. That's going to be about a yard short.
15 yards on the carry. They need about 16 or 17 for the first, so that's going to set up a 4th down in about 1. I think this is the key to the game right here, John, is a running quarterback. Spread out the D, give him room to roam, and use his quick speed on the edge.
Cooper Manning and Max McFarland could be busy if that is the case, the 2 quarterbacks for Jesuit. On 4th down, here's a handoff, and did he get to the 46-yard line on 4th and a yard?
It's the mark. It's always the mark. Hamilton, that little jet sweep. I thought the safety that came up at the very end kept him from crossing the line. Good play here. Watch 18 come up and lower the shoulder on him. That was Fitzgerald, the defensive back. They give him the first, John, but it was close.
Got him by about a half a length of the football. So a fresh set of downs with 6:20 to go in the opening quarter. Jesuit leading 7-0. Kylell Fly. He will hand it off. This is Damon White. He's sandwiched at the 47. They throw him back to the 46. Right in the mix is Peter Melly, one of the leading tacklers from last year.
Well, he was definitely in on that play, and he's been on 2 or 3 since then. So it may not be the leading tackler, number 18, Fitzgerald, we call out a lot tonight, but the matchup may dictate where Melee has a better game.
Rangers giving up 38 points a game and 144 yards of rushing. 2nd and 10 from the 46. Maybe changing the play clock down to 2. They get it off. It is a handoff. There's a freshman, and Smith to midfield. Give him 4 yards. It'll bring up third down.
Boy, they were lucky, A, to get the play off, and B, to get some positive yards. A little confusion on the lineup in the backfield as they had two in the backfield. But Smith goes left side, got a lot of valuable playing time last week against the Vikings.
Jose Molina, the inside receiver, number 80. He's out to the right. Smith lining up behind Fly on third down. This is Smith and wrapped up behind the line by number 44, Jack Judson.
Second on the team in tackles. He has 25 solos. That was a solo, my friend, and he just shot the gap and didn't give MacArthur a chance to get positive yards on that play. And a loss of 4, as a matter of fact.
On fourth down, Cooper Manning and Robert Fitzgerald back together at about the 20-yard line. That's Fitzgerald, the junior. Velasquez fields a knee-high snap, end over end, hits at the 30. They back away from it, inside the 15, inside the 10. It's still rolling inside the 5. They'll mark it at the 3.
Well done, MacArthur. Great coverage. One of those end-over-end kicks where if you do let it go, you've got a really good chance to get 10 yards just on the roll, John.
So here come the Rangers for their second offensive series. There's a bright red bird this first week of November.
Pretty night for football. Just keep this in the back of your mind. 7 of Jesuit's 12 longest plays in the season have resulted in touchdowns. They hit a 75, a 45. Their longest was a 90-yard kickoff return.
Gage Roy from the end zone throws. It is caught in traffic. 10-15 and a first down crossing the 15. Gain on first down. Hunter Krepp has 5 touchdown catches this year. His 19th on the year. First and 10, running play, 20. Out to the 22-yard line as the Rangers go up-tempo. That's Jake Taylor. Quickly up to the line. Gain of about 5 seconds and a nickel from the 22. Taylor slips down, lost his footing at the 21 in the area for the Cards. David Galloway, number 15.
Big break for MacArthur right there as you take a look at the numbers on Roy. Already 10 touchdowns this season. Longest was 75. He has thrown 5 interceptions, though.
Over 1,300 yards of passing coming into their game 6 of the year.
Early play, early say. We'll say it now with less than 3 to go in the first quarter. Big play here defensively.
3rd and 6. Roy on the run, throws off with the fingertips at the 31-yard line. Couldn't bring it in. That's Ryan Shure.
Ooh.
Man, he was ever open.
He shouldn't have that last name, should he?
Oh. A sure fit.
Big break for MacArthur.
So the Cards have held, and Parker Brown in punt formation. Lee Hamilton and Darrell Smith back deep for MacArthur at the 40. Good snap, good protection. A skyscraper hits at the 42, goes straight up and is down at the 43.
So that's good. The Cardinals did their job. They held, they got the ball back right about where they gave it up on their last series. And maybe this time around they can work some ISOs to where Fly can use his speed at the quarterback spot, because they've definitely keyed in on White here in the first quarter. White with 3 carries and lucky just to get plus yards. He's around 2 yards on 3 carries.
First and 10 at the 43. Davion Daly wide right with 2 others to the near side. All alone, Jose Molina. Khalil Fly in spread formation. He will turn, he will hand it off, and White is able to run out of bounds and lost yardage. Mark him out at the 40. It's a loss of 3.
Yeah, he's about at -2 in 4 carries. when he's deep in the backfield like that, John, the pursuit by Jesuit is so quick. He doesn't even have a chance to turn upfield before someone's there to make contact.
Oh no, you're outnumbered about 3-1 the further wide you go. Big number 98 in the middle, Ryan Graham. Nose tackled. 2nd and 13. A high snap. Ball is fumbled, picked up, and getting back to the line and taking it down the far side, making something out of it, Damon White. Able to pick up that loose ball and gain about 7 yards.
Of course, a broken play results in positive yards. A high snap handled by Fly rather well, and a nice bounce back to the running back White. He was able to turn the corner and use his speed for positive yards.
Landon Ustry shoved him out of bounds. It'll bring up 3rd and 4. 2:29 left in the opening stanza from the 49. Fly wants to throw far side, and this one well out of bounds. One-on-one coverage, number 2, Manning covering number 3, Davion Daly.
Well, they're a little deeper than they were last time when they tried to go for it, but this time I think they're going to once again try to pin Jesuit back deep.
Second consecutive punt upcoming for the Cardinals. Robert Fitzgerald back deep at about the 20. Jesuit with kind of that Notre Dame road uniform look. You like those helmets and pants?
I do. I was trying to figure out the color of the pants, so we decided perhaps gray.
Kick it away from Fitzgerald. Now it comes back to him. Did he touch it? He scrambles and apparently did not touch it. Gets away from it as it rolls inside the 5.
Well, back-to-back outstanding kicks by the punter. And the Cardinal defense will try to do their thing once again. We'll watch the kick and let's see if it touched. Oh, it got close. Got very close. You know, they have such a great stat guy for Jesuit. We've got like a 500-page thing here. I'm not exaggerating. And he even has a breakdown of the jersey history this year.
Gage Roy will hand it off. Taylor up the middle and end over end at about the 12.
Watch again, just a basic dive right to the captain of this team in a really good hole before he's brought down by the linebackers.
2nd and short. Roy gonna air it out, has a man open, caught at midfield, pulling away. This will be 6. Hunter Krepp. Krepp all the way. His 6th catch of the year for a touchdown, so Hunter Krepp's 20th catch overall, and the Rangers go deep and strike big.
Is that about an 88-yard toss? Roy, plenty of time. You got the speedster Krepp. Didn't even have to break stride, John. He dropped it in his hands on a beautiful rainbow, and just like that, Jesuits out of the hole, and they scored again.
Got open at about the 40 out of the hole of Connor Naughton. Brown's extra point is true and through with 1:36 to go in the first quarter. The Rangers have now extended the lead 14-0.
11th touchdown pass by Roy. Look at that. Oh, right in stride. Perfect. Great speed by Krepp. Krepp was his 6th touchdown. He had a 75-yarder. And remember what we talked about the big plays of this team? That 7 of their 12 longest plays have resulted in touchdowns. Will now make that 8 of 13. As that one went about 88 yards for the touchdown.
Add one more to it. Last week they almost threw for 390 yards against Lake Highlands.
You ask about the record.
Yes,
the record in blue jerseys are 1-1. White jerseys 1-1. Gold helmets, they're 2-3. Of course, they had gold helmets every game, but they haven't gone with the white jersey and the gray pants. This is the first.
Well, they wore the blues against Arlington back, I don't know, a couple of years ago. So the kickoff fielded at the 9. Coming crossways, that's his Nwama, 15. Nwama to the 20.
A lot of running to get to the 20. Well, some adjustments have to be made, John, something offensively here. I think for Mac, you've got to get a couple of first downs. Give the D some rest a little bit, although the defensive unit wasn't out there too long in that second series. But you don't want to dig yourself a hole, already down 14-0 as we were closing in on the first quarter of play. But, man, the running game has just not clicked. Their biggest play was a 15-yard run by the quarterback fly. Other than that, they haven't been able to get anything going.
Rangers with a 3-man front, Fly running wide and may not have gained anything at all. Somebody took a hard spill out of bounds as a Fly being helped up. One of the linesmen across the way hit hard.
On that particular play, the numbers just weren't there for Fly to make positive yards. The lead back came out and had a nice lead block on one of the corners, but there was still, the numbers didn't add up in favor of MacArthur. So
it's a loss of 2, 2nd and a dozen at the 19. Up the middle, 25, 30, into the secondary. Here's that little freshman. Now check it, that's White. And White inside the 15.
About a 70-yard run right up the gut. And there's that play we were looking for. The interior line, they either trapped or they caught him in a blitz and just past the line of scrimmage there. And then it's a foot race. And at first I thought White had it, but he was brought down by Cooper Manning, the senior, who had an angle on him. And Mac's in good position.
Damon White with a huge gain. They mark it at the 15. Motion in the line, no flags. Fly will throw to the end zone, crossing pattern intended at the goal line. For number 3, Davion Daly, it'll be 2nd and 10.
Love the call. Execution wasn't there, but I like the call. They had the one-on-one matchup. He's looking over at he said, look, he grabbed my jersey. Don't know if we have that on replay or not, but he's saying, look, he slowed me down.
Slant pattern, 2nd and 10 from the 15.
That's exactly what the Cardinals have to do, is take advantage with their speed.
Daly now wide left with another receiver. On 2nd down, it's a running play and nothing at all. Rangers come to the ball quickly, led by Mendenhall, number 47. Also in the mix, Melly, number 52. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Melly quite active here in the first quarter. They don't have to snap the football.
There you see the time in the insert, 7 seconds, 14-0, Jesuit on top. 3rd and 10 with 2, with 1, and that will do it. They'll flip the field, and that's the end of the first quarter. Our District 7 6A game of the week. At the end of the first quarter is Jesuit 14, Irving MacArthur nothing on the ICTN game of the week. (14-0) Jesuit on top. The Cardinals facing a 3rd and 10 from the Jesuit 15-yard line. On This first week of November, this Friday nights, there's the Cardettes. Bands this year situated across the way on the east side. So we'll see what the Cards have dialed up here on 3rd and 10. There's Judson, there's number 47, Cy Mendenhall. From the 15, they will start Daly in motion. Here's the running play up the middle by Fly, and Fly runs into the Ranger team picture at about the 13-yard line.
That hole opened and closed rather quickly. At the beginning, it appeared that he might get some great positive yardage out of it, but the middle closed the gap in a hurry, including the man you're looking at right there, Maley, the defensive line, the senior, plays tackle.
This is within Velasquez's range. It'll be a 31-yard attempt. Virtually no angle at all out of the hold of Trey Warden. From 31, it is up, and this one sails through, and the Cards on the board.
They have a good little kicker who can do double duty, both punting and field goals. So they get on the board. You know Coach Skinner would love to have had a touchdown instead and cut that margin to 7. But you take the points when you can, John.
And they do. They have 3.
Dallas Morning News area rankings. Let's see, I've seen a couple. Duncanville's up there at number 1. DeSoto, I've seen them play. They got just numbers. DeSoto just has numbers this year. A lot of great athletes, as always. Both the Rockwall schools. Some of the top teams. I've watched Rockwall Heath play. Rockwall steady again. They don't have that stud wide receiver they had a year ago, but yet they're pretty good as well. Have you seen Arlington play?
Seen them twice. Martin's the favorite in that district this year. Bowie's off to an undefeated start. The Battle of Beltline tonight. DeSoto
and Cedar Hill.
Yeah.
That'll be a good game. Have you seen Bowie play?
Have not, but their quarterback is hard to bring down. They're pretty solid. Off to a 4-0 start. Short, compressed kickoff, fielded on the run at the 31 by Fitzgerald. Breaks a tackle, and Fitzgerald twisted down at about the 43. So the 4th possession for the Rangers, who are taking on the Cardinals all time for the 5th time.
Here's our favorite kick, John, and we say that facetiously, is the pooch kick. So not only is it short, like at the 35, then you get, a 10-yard return. Next thing you know, they're almost at midfield, and if it wasn't for a good tackle, that might have been 6.
Yeah, could have been. Gage Roy from the gun, little swing pass out on the flat. Here's the flea flicker. Taylor finds a man open at the 30. 2 men to beat inside the 25, and taken down at the 20 is Ford Butler. Jake Taylor on the pass to Butler, and some trickery on first down. From the 20, hand off to Heckel. Heckel inside the 10, and still moving. Whistle still hadn't blown inside the 5.
Student body right. Heckel tough to bring down. There's the player that made the previous catch, Ford Butler, number 14. So he was the recipient of the little trickery, the flea flicker there. And then on the next play, Heckel, he just lowers the shoulder and bam, next thing you know, he's got 12 yards.
Mark it at the 4. Quarterback draw, touchdown number 18, Robert Fitzgerald from the Wildcats. Wow, that didn't take long. 57 yards on the drive.
Well, it was a nice setup on the trick play. Then you have such large guys. I mean, they're not little munchkins at all. They can just run downhill in the process and made it look quite easy.
Parker Brown, it is spotted, it is up, and his 3rd extra point of the first half. widens the lead now to 21-3.
Well, let's look at the touchdown. Fitzgerald in the Wildcat. No one touched him till he was in the end zone.
Well, the offensive line, Rob, it may be the biggest offensive line the Cardinals face this year. They average about 268.
Yeah, Lingell, did you see him? The right tackle.
Yeah.
He was mammoth. It's going to be a long night for MacArthur if they can't figure out a way, just to stop them defensively, but then when they get the ball, they've got to put points on there. We knew going in that it was going to have to be score for score, just based on the history of this Jesuit team. MacArthur was going to have to play a very good team offensively themselves, a good game, and match Jesuit and hope that maybe Jesuit messes up on a couple of series. And they did, or at least at one time they pinned them back, and Jesuit couldn't score. Otherwise, they've had the ball 4 times, I guess, and they've scored 3 out of the 4 times.
When they go up tempo, they call 2 plays at a time. That is just hard to stop. Deep kickoff and skips through the end zone. That was Darrell Smith, the freshman, the closest to it, but this will come out to the 25. As the Cards trail it 21-3. Jesuit again on the year, 2-3, 1-1 in the district. The Cardinals 1-3, 1-1 in district play. They will take on Irving High next week, a game you'll see on ICTN. Jesuit has a date with Nimitz. They will host the Vikings next week. From the 25, 1st and 10 at the near hash mark. Kylell Fly looking left, dumps it off, little swing pass, and maybe a yard, able to gouge out 2 is Smith. Bring up 2nd down at about 8.
They had receivers, dual receivers, split to the top and the bottom, just trying to spread the Rangers out a little bit. This time trips to the bottom, just trying to find space to run.
From the 27 on 2nd down, draw play close to the 30. Damon White.
He had that one big run. It's kind of fun to watch the linebackers for Jesuit. 44, which is Judson, and 47, Mendenhall. You see him right there in the middle of your screen. There
Now
you go.
they've got number 45, Jackpot. Jackpot, number 45.
Jackpot.
Junior.
I guess if you block him, you hit the jackpot.
Hit it right. Offensive line, you see Omar Muhammad, number 61. On 3rd down, trying to go deep down the rail. This one's a 50-50 ball. It's up for grabs and caught, or was it?
Well, let's see if he didn't go out of bounds first.
Trey Ward.
And came back in. I think that's going to be the ruling. Either, well, first I thought maybe they were going to have a sideline warning.
Was not blocked out of bounds first.
The ref threw his hat off at about the 40. Isn't that usually where you go out of bounds, or sometimes they'll do that?
Yeah, where he first saw it.
Yeah.
But was he pushed out of bounds?
Yeah, they're going to discuss this. Tonight's officials: Penn is your referee, Jenkins your umpire, Laurent, Gills, Posey, Peters, Cagney, and of course Mr. Wally Banks is your clock official. Well, you know when the referee makes that run to the opposite sideline to explain what's going to happen to the other coach, you know it's not going your direction if you're the coach, where you see the guy in the white hat running your way.
It's a catch. They mark it down at the 45.
Came back inbounds, established, touched the football. 1st down, MacArthur.
All right, let's watch the replay again. Fly to his right. That's what he has to do. He has to roll out to get time. And then he just takes it away. Yeah, he's in bounds. I mean, he made the catch.
From the 45, going deep again, right side. This is out of bounds all the way. Well covered, Davion Daly, number 3. So it'll be 2nd and 10, and on this play, Rob, you don't have to get it all at once. You can gain 5-6 yards here on 2nd and 10, trailing 21-3. You got a break. You got a good drive going here at the 45.
I think the mindset, at least on the last 2 plays, is that throw it up for grabs, and our receivers are more athletic than the DBs, and they're going to come down with it.
From the 45 on 2nd and 10. Fly, it is a running play. He will keep it 40. 35 breaks into the secondary. He could go and will go. 45 yards.
See, there's that speed. What I say about the speed, get the quarterback in the open field.
First touchdown of the night for the Cardinals. Khalil Fly, his rushing touchdown good from 45 yards out.
He broke that one tackle that tried to grab him by the jersey, and once he broke free, you're not going to stop it.
Touchdown coming less than 3 minutes from Jesuit. Score, extra point is booted through. It is now 21-10.
Nice answer. Nice answer. In his fakes, goes left side. Right there, they grabbed his jersey. And then after that, see ya. No one comes close. Left side of that line did a really good job, including his running back, White. White with one of the lead blocks off the corner. And White just turned it up and turned on the Jets.
75 yards on the drive. 8:52 left here in the first half. A little more manageable, 21-10. But you have to kick off, and you're going to have to hold this offense sooner or later. Cole Younger, number 4, he's up closer. They drop 2 back at about the 15-yard line.
Fly had come in with close to 160 yards rushing in 4 weeks, but of course, you know that every time he gets sacked, that goes against your total, so it's a little misleading. That's his strength. The legs are his strength.
Max McFarland, one of the 2 men back deep for Jesuit. Don't have an 86 on the roster. Don't have a number 86 listed, and this one is picked up, scooped up by McFarland at the 5. Crosses the 15, crosses the 25, still inbounds down the far side, and a penalty marker dropped at about the 35.
That usually means some sort of illegal block by the return team. And that should pin Jesuit back another 15 yards.
And here's the call.
Return. Illegal block in the back. Return team number 13. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Jesuit.
Ryan Shure with the illegal block.
Push in the back from where it occurred. And that'll place it at the 21. Okay.
Let's see if we can see 13 anywhere. Can't see it there, but it was more just to the left of that play.
From the 21, 1st and 10, Jesuit. A keeper, 25, and sliding to the 28, number 17, junior Gage Roy.
Gonna have to work on that slide.
A little hard. Gain 7, 2nd and 3.
It's like hitting the carpet in your living room. Doink.
It's an old carpet, it's got some give. From the 28, twin receivers on either side. Roy running, throwing to the right. It is caught. First down 33 out to the 34-yard line. And the catch made by Cole Younger. 36 seniors, 42 juniors this year for head coach Brandon Hickman.
Got the crybaby Superman. Wait a minute, Halloween's over. I did see the jack-o'-lantern.
Oh gosh, you got the Nike swoop, the Shamrock. Other indicators. From the 34, This is number 10, Charlie Clements. Clements, a senior, and a flag dropped near midfield. How many did they suit out tonight? You counted
76, I believe.
And this one coming back, Charlie Clements.
78.
Nice run.
78.
A lot of white jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from where that occurred,
Hold it.
inside the 40.
Offense number 4. 10 yards from the end of the run. Still first down.
Spotted at the 39.
That's about the third penalty against the Rangers. Go ahead. You spotted it. You talked to him. Whose famous grandson goes to Jesuit? Go ahead.
Well, Joe Staubach, he's a junior, played in their JV game on Wednesday night. He suited up tonight. Yeah, he's the grandson of Roger. Joe's dad is Jeff. Up the middle is Roy, and Roy to midfield. There he is, number 53, Joe Staubach. You see Roger playing in person many times?
Oh, yes.
Heisman Trophy winner 1963, a Super Bowl in 72.
Everything they say about him is true.
It
About
really
being
is.
true class.
It really is. From midfield, Roy will keep it as a first down and a run of 12. I remember his retirement press conference at the Stadium Club at Texas Stadium. About 300 people wedged in there that afternoon. On the sweep, Clements. And Clements, tough running to the 29.
His first run. John, one thing that's pretty impressive about this Ranger team is the fact that when they run the ball, especially on this series, they're already 8 yards downfield before someone touches them.
Yeah, they get to it and gain a chunk of yardage right off the bat, and a timeout called at the 6:44 mark.
Looking at some of the district passing leaders coming in, Roy, the quarterback of Jesuit, is second in district with close to 1,300 yards. That was before the game had started, but Burke Wahlberg, who's with Pierce, leads the district with close to 1,600 yards, 16 touchdowns. In his percentage, he's 105 out of 169. Quite impressive. He and Roy, the quarterback here tonight for Jesuit, both who have attempted and completed triple digits coming in tonight. They have a radio station. They're on KAAM.
770 on your dial.
What, Jesuit, maybe Highland Park? Did Highland Park have a radio
They do.
station?
Yep.
You know, for the big city of Dallas, that's pretty impressive. You get outside Waxahachie, Cleburne, Mineral Wells, Stephenville, Brownwood, they all have their own. But in the big city, rare.
South Lake is on the word. They got their station, the Dragons. To the 20-yard line. And like you say, Rob, you look up and there's 4 or 5 yards. And Jake Taylor on the carry.
Yeah, he got 9. You just look up and he's just made 9 yards. With the internet and everything, practically everyone could have coverage. Who needs the FCC anymore?
But not camera angles like this.
Oh, no.
Or replays.
No.
From the 20, second and short. Now first and 10 as he bangs over the right side and piled up at about the 17.
That was Chandler Neal, the inside linebacker, number 14, making the tackle for MacArthur. Not until they get the first down, though.
Spotted just inside the 17. It's from the other end zone. A long shot from behind Jake Taylor, number 8. Averaging 35 points a game. They won the last meeting between these two, 40-14. Right here, 5 years ago, a swing pass wide open. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. From 17 yards out, Charlie Clements. And the second touchdown pass tonight thrown by Gage Roy.
So fast, so quick, hits the edge. Fourth player to catch a pass tonight. Roy is now 7 out of 10. That's 70%, folks. Even I can figure that out. But they're just so quick. They hit the edge and they're gone.
Jesuit, the preseason pick to win this district. Extra point is perfect like the previous 3 by Parker Brown. And the lead now 28-10.
Watch Roy just take one look to the right and then zip it to his left. It's that wide receiver screen. There was one block in that particular angle you just barely got to see, and that sealed off the edge and enabled the senior to get the touchdown.
2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns tonight for the Jesuit offense. And a lead now of 18 points.
Watch Clemens, his first touchdown by the air, and he just outruns and outmaneuvers those 2 in the secondary after he cuts the edge.
Tyson Newton, last line of defense, but well beyond him was Clements.
Jesuit fell behind early last week against Lake Highlands. They were down 17-0 before they knew what hit them. And then they had to play catch up. Second half, they did score 17, but it wasn't enough as they lost to Lake Highlands 34-31. I think Lake Highlands, would you say maybe they're the surprise of the district this year so far?
Yeah. Wasn't expected to do much early in the season, but they have a nice one going so far. Brown with a deep, high kickoff. Skips through and will come out to the 25. So MacArthur with offensive series number 6 coming up.
Jesuit also had over 100 yards and penalties last week. Drive coach is crazy. Don't forget, YouTube is our friend. City of Irving, youtube.com/the City of Irving. Check out all the games. A lot of games in our library. Back when John might not have known how to drive, we go back so far.
Barely. The fake to White. Here's fly on the keeper. And close to the 30-yard line, taken out of bounds hard and slow to get up. Took a hard hit. I don't know if fly will need some attending or just shake it up just a little bit. Oh, those sidelines are so dangerous. Guys that go ahead and follow through with the tackle, it's hard to hold up. And no penalty, just a hard hit.
It's
right
just
on the
who you
marker.
run into half the
that's
time.
true, yeah.
Watch. Well, he just came down wrong. That's all. He didn't hit anybody else. But the head hit there. At first, the leg kind of gave out, and then when he spun down, hit his head on the turf pretty good.
Well, he will come out, and Trey Howard, he's a wide receiver.
I think Warren plays quarter. He's the backup, Warden, number 4.
Trey Warden in relief now of Khalil Fly. That gain was 3 yards. It's now 2nd and 7, and Warden looking for some kind of a push or a shove forward, and he has it out to the 32-yard line.
It's a tough 4 yards. Every time he tried to maneuver and would do a little spin move, he would be met by a defender, and he'd break that and spin, and bam, get hit again.
Going to be 3rd and short, 3rd and 3.
A 28-17 halftime score would really bode well for the Cards.
From the 32 on 3rd down. No, not this time. Wrapped up behind the line. Number 90 getting it to it first. That's Ryan Allred, Jr. Allred right in the Cardinal backfield. It'll be 4th and 3.
That was, this is only the 2nd game for Ryan. and only his second tackle this year, so he had to be pretty pumped about that.
Fly back in at quarterback.
You going to go for it here, Coach?
Well, that's the indication here. 4th and 3.
Let's just try to get him to jump off sides.
And they didn't bite. So they'll punt it away with 4:07 to go in the half on this homecoming night at Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium.
We will have Irving and Nimitz tomorrow on ICTN. Irving's Caden Horn, one of the top rushers in district, taking on Eric Williams, who really put on a show last week in the loss to MacArthur. He is the 4th leading rusher in district with 431 yards in 4 games and 5 touchdowns.
Speaking of running backs, Jesuit last year had Emmett Smith's son. They had E.J. Smith, just ran a roughshod last year. They were 9-5. Regional finalist, lost to Spring Westfield. So E.J. Smith last year and Jake Taylor this year for Jesuit. Cardinals will punt it away on 4th down. Very high, straight up, and goes out of bounds. Will mark off the angle. It could be close to midfield. 3rd punt of the night for MacArthur.
Well, definitely too much time on the clock before intermission.
It's still going to be in Jesuit domain. They mark it out of bounds at the 47.
Thing is, John, they've only stopped him once.
2nd series.
And that was because of a missed, the receiver dropped the ball. Or they'd have kept going.
So Gage rolling the offense, operating from the 47. Drops back, good protection, going deep, left side, number 1. That's Hunter Krepp. And Krepp able to hold on to it. Another beautiful pass. Hunter Krepp with a nice fingertip catch.
He had to stretch out big time to come up with that. Watch it again, Roy. Plenty of time, A. And a guy that just comes out with the fingertips.
From the 14, Taylor inside the 10 on 1st down over that right side. A huge hole opened up by Craycraft, number 72.
It's going to give him 1st and goal or 2nd and 1.
And Taylor stumbles out of bounds inside the 5. Or not Taylor, number 3, Kyle Heckel on that run.
Just a lot of missed tackles tonight by MacArthur. There were 2 right there. They had him. Tried to wrap him up, and he escapes.
Ball spotted at the 3-yard line. It is 1st and goal. Heckel stays in the backfield, number 3. Sideline view. Krepp, the receiver, number 1. Running play up the middle, untouched. Nobody laid a hand on Jake Taylor.
Oh, they make it look easy, don't they?
3 yards, and that caps off a short 53-yard drive.
It all goes back to what we talked about earlier, John, and that's just the size of the interior line for Jesuit.
Again, one of the biggest offensive lines that the Cardinal defense will see this year. And the extra point, no problem for Parker Brown. That ups the ante now to 35-10.
8th carry on the night for Taylor. This one good enough for a touchdown. He's looking for someone to celebrate with. Say, come on, somebody, don't leave me hanging.
2 minutes and 37 seconds from their previous touchdown. So Taylor, with 2 rushing touchdowns tonight, has 7 on the year. He's over 400 yards of rushing on the year.
We are going to get to see Lake Highlands when they play Nimitz in a few weeks, in a couple of weeks, and can't wait to where I can just look at Lake Highlands and Jesuit and kind of size up the two. As you wonder, you know, Jesuit tonight, offensively, they make it look so easy. You know, how did they, is the fact that maybe Lake Highlands got out to such a big lead, it kind of dazed them a little bit, who knows.
Well, you know, last year, Jesuit in that district with the McKinney schools and Allen had the 3 Plano schools.
Well, they were ready for a change of pace, weren't they?
Well, they were. 2 years ago, only won 1 district game. But they were ready. Parker Brown on the kickoff. Boots another deep one and will come out to the 25. The ball's got Healy in it every time he kicks off.
I remember that game when they came here last, and their quarterback put on a pretty good show, Palish. 5 touchdowns and total that he had, all-purpose yards, almost 300, and he was 12 and 19 and 3 touchdowns passing. But I think Roy and company, this version of the offense is much more potent than what we saw in 2015 when they came to town.
Well, they've already got their average, came in averaging 35s, not even halftime. From the 25, Cardinal scrimmage. And maybe 2 yards, shoved back. After a gain of a couple, number 5 is flattened, Damon White. Some assembly will be required as he gets up.
Generous with a couple of yards on the carry.
Second down, 8. Davion Daly, the hero last week, wide right. Will be guarded by Cooper Manning, number 2, on second down. Over the middle, it is caught. Juggle able to keep on to it is Daly on the slant pattern, and a big first down and a nice pass and run.
About a 30-yard combination.
Almost got away with it.
It almost popped out of his hands as he ran a slant down across the middle.
Cardinals have 1 timeout, 2:13 to go here in the first half. From the 42 of Jesuit. Fly getting to the edge and gains maybe a yard. Somersaults out of bounds.
Let's go back a little bit and look at that last play to Daly, number 3. A slant, perfect, right on the numbers. Manning drags him down, and perhaps if Daly didn't have to juggle it a little bit with his speed, very easily could have been 6 points.
No gain, 2nd and 10 from the 42. Freshman Darrell Smith behind the quarterback. The fake to Smith. Fly rolls out, throws on the run, and blasted at the line of scrimmage and taken away. Number 18, Robert Fitzgerald. A strip and a score.
Fitzgerald closed so quickly. Watching the play from this angle, I noticed Daly just doing a quick little out. He had maybe a couple of steps before Fly threw the ball. But by the time Fly threw the football to Daly, there was Fitzgerald closing, great closing speed, and then comes up with it and takes it to the house.
How many different ways can you score? We've seen another one.
Oh, there's probably more, trust me.
41-10 the count. Robert Fitzgerald on the takeaway, and about 55 yards or so. Parker Brown has been busy tonight. Another extra point attempt. Down, up, and through.
Well, I'm ready to watch this replay because I'm looking at first of a series that the Cardinals would keep the ball. Watch, he gets hit, and then he just steals the ball out of his back pocket. Intended for Warden. He comes in to close on the tackle, and the ball comes right out of Warden's pocket. And Fitzgerald says, thank you.
55 yards on the return. Interception by Fly is his 5th of the year.
He has about one a game, but I don't know if I really blame him on that one, though. I don't know how you can.
Fitzgerald, one of the leading tacklers last year, had close to 80 and 4 interceptions a season ago.
He has been player of the week on the defensive side for Jesuit for the last 3 weeks in a row. Let's check another angle to see if this, does he pick the pocket? Does he pull it out of his pocket? Pretty much looks it on that angle.
The pickpocket.
He is a pickpocket. And for a team that, gives up, close to 500 yards defensively, they're doing what they have to do tonight.
42-10 with 1:49 to go. In the first half, it is all Jesuit tonight. Brown and hits at the goal line. I thought we might have a chance of a run back, but not the case, as it'll come out to the 25 for the 5th time tonight.
Nice to have a kicker that can knock that into the end zone. You don't see that very often in high school. If you do, and they want to play on Saturday when they graduate, oftentimes there's an offer or two waiting.
That's 65 yards in the air on the kick. The Rangers and the Cardinals. Inter-squad MLB game tonight from Busch Stadium. Running play on first down. Squeezing out about 4 is Lee Hamilton.
And Jesuit gets the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, they do. The Cardinals have to kick off. A lot of highlights, a lot of scoring in the first 24 minutes.
52 combined points. Jesuit had some games canceled and rescheduled, and they've rescheduled a bunch. After a district-wide vote, they moved their final 2 games of the season, which means they will see district play over a span of about 15 days. It's crazy. They're going to play Irving. And then like 5 days later, Richardson. It's almost like 3 games in 10 days.
Yeah, some schools are playing the day after Thanksgiving in the afternoon.
They are, yep.
2nd and 6. Coming right, Hamilton crosses a 35. He steps out of bounds at the 38. Good enough for a first down with 1:26 to go.
Yeah, we haven't seen Hamilton run the ball much this year.
4 touchdowns in this second quarter for the Rangers. Slipping down at the 35, losing yardage is Hamilton. Timeout
right
taken.
there. So I guess Jesuit's not satisfied with 42 points in the first half, John.
Well,
They're the ones calling all the timeouts.
they've called 2, so they've got 1 left. A healthy lead of 32.
The series between these two tied at 2 apiece. They just keep alternating from the top down, and there are the down up, but it should have been Mac's year, but right now it doesn't look that way. Mac also put close to 70 points on the Rangers a few years ago.
So we'll have it 2nd and about 15 or so from the 35. Near side is Avion Daly. Khalil Fly from the shotgun. He's got a running back to the left. He wants to throw. He's got it cocked and at the feet of Hamilton.
Got a flag back around offensive holding. Right about where the offensive line's at.
Molina was also in the area number 30.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 61. That penalty is declined. Third down.
You hear the call. Mohammed called for ineligible receiver downfield.
All right, third down and close to 15 yards needed at the 35. Hamilton, the farthest receiver to the left. One receiver to the near side on third and long. They go that way. It is caught at the 35, 40, close to the 45-yard line. That's number 80. And the first catch tonight for Jose Molina.
Yeah, really good speed. Pretty good spot to put Molina there in the slot. And another timeout by Jesuit. So they want the ball back.
It's going to be fourth, and the Cards need to get right to the 49. It's going to be 4th and 4. A minute 12 left in the half. Last touchdown, a Robert Fitzgerald interception from 55 yards.
Pretty good crowd over there by Jesuit.
Yeah, it's nice Thursday night travel party.
Now, John, they're all pretty much together over there. We need to space them a little bit.
Who has masks? Are you looking for face coverings? Or?
I can't see from here. I can barely see the monitor.
On fourth down, it is punted, hits at the 25, and almost hits the knee of number 18, Fitzgerald. Oh, that came the second time it's come close to hitting Fitzgerald. Roland Jackson down for the Cards, number 1.
Well, they're saying one of the Cardinals hit it at the 11. So instead of inside the 5, the Rangers get somewhat of a break, and they get it at the 11.
61 seconds left in the half.
A lot of long faces there on the sidelines for MacArthur.
Yeah, they have met their match and then some tonight. Let's see, going to spot it at the 17.
Well, they moved it at 5 more, so it's really a extra little bump for Jesuit.
Okay, what do we got here? We got Krepp to the near side. Taylor in the backfield with Gage Roy.
Yeah, watch number 1 at the bottom.
Okay, Roy loading up. He throws a middle screen. That's a Heckel. Heckel 25, 30, and out close to the 35. Kyle Heckel.
It's his first catch of the night.
Gain of about 17 yards. 1st and 10. 50 seconds left in the half. Same play to the other side. Same result. First down yardage close to midfield and shoved out of bounds. Charlie Cook.
That's his first catch of the ball game.
9 different receivers have caught balls this year. Squarely on the 50.
They're going with the slot receivers, not the 2 wideouts, not the speedsters. They're throwing the underneath stuff.
Heckel inside receiver to the near side. They go the other way. Ball is tipped but caught nonetheless. 5, 10, and 14 yards for Cole Younger. Man down for the Cards. This will stop the clock with 34 seconds left before intermission. Can't tell if it's a defensive back. Well, it's Chandler Neal, the linebackers. Neal being attended to near midfield, as Jesuit will have a 1st and 10 to the Card 36.
It is homecoming. We'll have that for you at the half. We'll look back at this crazy first 2 quarters. All sorts of wild plays and some really well executed plays. Jesuit doesn't have a band, so they didn't bring anybody. It's an all-boys school, right? So they don't have a drill team. So we could have a very efficient and quick halftime.
Well, let's see. This is the most points for the Rangers in the series with MacArthur. Previous high was the 2015 game. At 40-14, that has been surpassed. So the concern now is to Chandler Neal, the senior linebacker.
Well, they're not looking at his leg or anything.
May have got hit.
Got hit in the head.
Head area. That'll bring out the trainers from both sides. Again, next week we'll have the Irving contest with MacArthur.
Coming in 7-6A, this is how it stacks up with Richardson and Lake Highlands with an unblemished 2-0 record, and then the middle is pretty much stockpiled there at 1-1 each. You've got Pierce is 1-1, 1-4 overall. And then between MacArthur and Nimitz, that is Irving High at 0-2 and 0-4. And he comes up a little bit. Maybe he just got a little dizzy.
Up in a sitting position, that's a good sign.
Very good sign.
Chandler Neal, number 14.
Answering questions to the doctors and the trainers.
With 28 points robbed tonight in the second quarter by the Rangers. Their most proficient quarter this year has been the second. So that holds to form tonight offensively for Jesuit.
He is up, and that's a good sign. But they're going to take Chandler to the locker room. Hopefully that young man will be okay and shake it off a little bit.
Almost set to get back to play here with 34 seconds left before halftime. 1st and 10, Jesuit. They scrimmage from the MacArthur 36.
They cannot play until the player gets off the field, totally off. You never know when the play will come all the way back.
Gage Roy, junior quarterback. Nobody hounding him. He'll go middle deep. Caught. Touchdown, Jesuit. Number 7 on the receiving end, Charlie Cook. 36 yards on the score.
Cook's second catch of the night. 51 yards in all on just 2 catches. He came in with 24 catches, averaged about 15 a pop, and that's his 3rd touchdown of the season.
And it comes with just 25 seconds left in the half. Spotted, up, and through.
Quarterback had a lot of time. Let's start with that. Roy just waited and waited, and then his receiver Cook beats the defender rather handily. And 6 more points on the board. 49 in the first half.
Need some wideout. Already put 42 in the half. Almost a half 100 on the board for Jesuit. 35 points here in the second quarter. Surely that's the end of the scoring in the first half. A long first half. It was 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Jake Taylor opened up the scoring tonight. Not 4 minutes deep on a 17-yard run. And everybody else has got into the act. So Parker Brown set to kick off. It's a spiral. It is fielded at the 1 by Darrell Smith. Crosses the 20, 30, close to the 40-yard line. Darrell Smith on the return, taken down by Cy Mendenhall, number 47.
Now see all those proponents of the pooch kick. See, that's what happens. You kick it straight away. Ends up being pretty close to where it would have been anyway.
Not far off.
Smith down the sideline. Picks his blocks well. Good field position for Mac. They've got one timeout left, but only 17 seconds.
Cook, Clements, and Krepp have caught touchdown passes tonight for Jesuit. To the 47-yard line on a first down run by Darrell Smith, and that'll end the half. And we have reached the half here at Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium. Our halftime score, the Jesuit Rangers 49, the Irving MacArthur Cardinals 10. This is the ICTN District Game of the Week.
In 2020 for MacArthur, down right now 49-10 against Jesuit, but the part a lot of people have been waiting for, and that is the naming of the homecoming queen. So let us go down to the field and introduce everyone to the homecoming queen in her court, and we'll also have the homecoming king announced as well. Let's go down to the field.
Queen nominees. First up, Flor Samaran. Flor Samaran plays softball and volleyball at MacArthur and is an avid student. She's a magna cum laude scholar. Flor hopes to receive a softball scholarship after she graduates and major in electrical engineering. Flor is escorted by her mother and aunt. Marissa Gonzalez. Marissa Gonzalez is a cadet major at MacArthur. She enjoys spending time doing makeup for others in her spare time. She would like to attend the University of Texas at Arlington and major in education counseling. Marissa is escorted by her parents. Next up is Phoebe Cates. Phoebe Cates is a student council officer, band drum major, and band club president. She is a summa cum laude scholar and a Texas State and Ensemble finalist the last 3 years. She'd like to attend the University of California and major in biomedical engineering. She is escorted by her parents. Stephanie Cruz. Stephanie Cruz loves to play softball, dance, and debate. She's a member of KMAC. She'd like to attend the University of Houston and major in fashion merchandising, hopefully becoming a stylist and creative director one day. Tori Ariano. Tori Ariano is a varsity cheer captain and National Honor Society president. She is also the senior class treasurer, a choir state finalist, and DECA co-president, where she competed at the international competition. She's a magna cum laude scholar. Tori would like to major in business. She is escorted by her parents. Danny Wynn. Danny Wynn is on the varsity tennis team and in varsity orchestra, where he was named all-region and competed at the state competition. He is a summa cum laude scholar. He'd like to attend the University of Texas and major in biology. Hayden Caldera. Hayden Caldera has participated in many MacArthur activities, including football, baseball, AVID, and KMAC. He has perfect attendance for the last 12 years. He'd like to become a sports broadcaster and attend Tarleton State or TCU. Hayden is escorted by his mother. Michael Espinoza. Michael Espinoza is a student council officer on the cross-country team and in choir and AVID. He's an AP scholar and Questbridge finalist. Michael would like to pursue a degree in physics with a minor in music at the University of Pennsylvania. He is escorted by his parents. Ray Warden. Ray Warden is on the varsity football team and was a junior student of the year. He is a cum laude scholar. He'd like to attend college when he graduates and major in banking and management. He is escorted by his mother and brother. Please give these MacArthur High School seniors a well-deserved round of applause. They are all honorable representatives of MacArthur High School. And now, it is with great pleasure that we present MacArthur's 2020 Homecoming Queen, Marissa Gonzalez. The sash is being presented by Sherry Martinez, Student Council sponsor. The flowers and crown are being presented by MacArthur Principal Deidre Brown. And now, it is with great pleasure that we present MacArthur's 2020 Homecoming King, Trey Warden. Sash is being presented by Sherry Martinez, Student Council sponsor. Crown is being presented by MacArthur Principal Deidre Brown. Let's give a round of applause for all of our finalists as they exit the field. Up next, the band and cornet halftime show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the MacArthur High School Cadets as they take the field for their traditional cane routine to There's No Business Like Show Business. This dance was performed by the first Cadet drill team at MacArthur High School in 1965. The current Cadets take pride in honoring the original line each year at homecoming with this performance, and would like to welcome and recognize our alumni in attendance today. Thank you for laying the foundation for this dance family. The Cadets are led onto the field by graduating seniors Lily Martinez, Chloe Cleveland, Crystal Guia, Akira Thomas, Macy McKee, Emily Flores, Yasmin Tucker, and Brizette Buenrostro. Cadet Teacher of the Week is Mr. Oliveros. Cadet of the Week is Macy McKee. Spirit Girl of the Week is Lily Martinez. Rookie of the Week is Brizette Buenrostro. Step High, Cadets. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the MacArthur High School Cadets. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to halftime with the MacArthur High School Marching Band. The band is pleased to present their 2020 production entitled Fix You. The band is under the direction of Ana Hinojosa, Oliver Delato, Marcus Cardenas, Jared Carey, and Colin Mitfalski. Drum majors for the band are Phoebe Cates, Miley Dennehy, and Aaliyah Serta. Section of the week is the mellophone section. Drum major, is your band ready? The Irving ISD administration, nurses, and custodians for their hard work and dedication. Go Mac Band.
All right, the MacArthur Cardinal Band, the drill team, and of course the homecoming queen and her court. First half highlights, it's all Jesuit. We start with number 8, Jake Taylor, up the middle for a touchdown, made it 7-0. Oh, what a beautiful pass here, though, to Hunter Krepp from Roy. And, man, he just hit him in stride, just dropped it in. Perfect, made it 14-0. Cardinals will come back, try to make some effort here to get guys in position to get a field goal out of the thing. And it started with a nice long run that set things up. You know, things were very difficult to run tonight for White, and that was his best run of the night. Then the field goal by Eric Velasquez made it 14-3, so the Cardinals are close. They're making it competitive, and then Fly, he fakes that one, takes it himself and breaks the tackle. Once he breaks the tackle of Kyle Nolan, he's gone. He's got some great speed. It was 21-10 at the time, and then here's a really great play by Robert Fitzgerald. The strip goes down the sideline untouched. For the touchdown, the Rangers throw up another touchdown right before the half, and that's where we stand now, 49-10. halftime statistics, and as one might expect, it's pretty much lopsided in total numbers. 434 total for the Rangers, 242 for the Cardinals. Passing very, very efficient, as Roy was 11 out of 13, no interceptions, 131 rushing, but look, passing at 303 because of that efficiency. And that's been the name of the game here, is the passing of the Rangers, with Roy hitting numerous receivers tonight. Penalties, about even. Turnovers really non-existent, except for that one play that turned into 7 by Fitzgerald. But otherwise, pretty dominating first half by the Rangers. Let's see if they sit on it. They called 3 timeouts right toward the end of the second quarter so they could get that ball one more time before the half. Does that mean they're going to bring in the second team in the second half? Are we going to run the clock? Let's see how it unfolds. So right now at the half, 49-10, Jesuit on top. Congratulations to Marissa Gonzalez, your homecoming queen. Trey Warden, your homecoming king. We'll be back with the second half, though, right after this.
It was all Jesuit in the first 24 minutes as we get set to play half number 2 here at Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium. 49-10 the count. Jesuit on top. It was 14-0 at the end of the first quarter, and here come the Cardinals to begin the second half. 35-10, the scoring discrepancy in the second quarter. Jesuit trying to go to 2-1 in the district and 3-3 overall. As Rob said, those halftime numbers, 300 yards of passing in the first half and 19 first downs, and Jesuit will receive the second half kickoff.
Just an impressive display of quarterbacking. Just a nice passing attack. They spread the ball around quite well. And it's just difficult. You have to have a solid defensive backfield, John. I know they changed the defensive lineup from a 3-4 to a 4-3, but the offensive line is so huge for the Rangers. Tough to get any type of pressure whatsoever. Last week we were calling out Newberry's name left and right. Hadn't called his name out at all tonight, and really there hasn't been a standout defensively, I don't think, for MacArthur that has really made a name for himself.
The defensive backs are just trying to hold on and prevent another long pass play. Number 86, Jalen King, who was just brought up from the JV. There he is for Jesuit alongside Max McFarland. Kick is on the other side. McFarland will field it at the 10. 20, Gets a block, 25. McFarland into the crowd and bent back at the 30. Still moving forward and holding on, Trey Howard, number 9. So the second half is underway. There's a fire truck crew across the way. Homecoming here.
Fire truck in storage.
I guess it is. We have not seen it this year.
I've got the pony in storage. The cover is on in the garage.
I knew that. I knew that. From the 31. Gage Roy, 11 of 13 in the first half. He will hand it off. It is ground and pound up the middle into the secondary 40, 30, 15, 10, 5. How about a opening drive of Jake Taylor? All Jake Taylor as he scampers 69 yards. And it is 50 plus now for Jesuit.
That looked reminiscent of his first touchdown of the night, didn't it?
Yeah, he went 17 on the first over that left side, and a quick burst now for 69.
And again, John, there was no one to touch him. The hole was so big. By the time he made that second line of defense, there was no one to get to him.
Could have put 2 Walmarts
Yeah.
side by side on that
Watch
play.
left side of your screen. Look, has anybody touched him? Right there once. One effort. And then after that, he was just gone. And he's not a small running back either. That's a nice little move where he shifted left. There was Newberry, 47. We just talked to him. They just shifted left, and he just made a move, and great blocking. That's why he wears the C. He's one of the captains. They've got him listed at 5'9", but, man, he looks bigger than 5'9", doesn't he?
He sure does. Well, he has taken it 69. He has taken it 17, and he has taken it from 3 yards out. So 3 touchdowns tonight, his 8th of the year, and the Rangers can just name their score tonight. It is 56-10. We'll see how many regulars stay in here in the second half for Coach Hickman.
That puts him at about a 12-yard a carry average on the night.
A dozen yards a carry.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesuit coming off of a loss to Lake Highlands, 34-31. Only returned 3 offensive starters this year. They lost a ton of seniors. Fielded at the 1 to the 15. That is Nwama. Nwama piled up at the 17. So number 19 on the return, Christopher Nwama Jr. And that's where the Cardinals will have it on their first series of the third quarter.
Well, we played about, 32 seconds? It seems like.
Well, you're right. Yeah, not even a minute. Major Kent, one of the outside linebackers, number 51. 1st and 10 from the 17. Sophomore Kylel Fly. He will hand it off. And close to a first down. Losing the football, knocked loose. Damon White. Got to say the White may have been down at the 28, which would be enough for a first down. And it is.
That's good. That was a break there.
Gain of 10 plus yards.
Watch again, right side. One of the players already lost his helmet. Knee is down. There went the ball. Pretty bang-bang play, but we'll say he was down.
Lee Hamilton wide left on 1st and 10 from the 28. Deep handoff. Here's a freshman, and the freshman shoved back at the 33. Smith still struggling for yardage, but going to lose that battle.
For
Running
Jesuit,
tough, though.
Yeah, for Jesuit, they've got Nimitz at home. Then they got Berkner. Then they're home against Irving, and then they finish out the season against Richardson. That'll be a tough one for them, but they're in pretty good shape to be finishing second place in district.
It's a gain of 6. It'll set up 2nd and 4. from the Cardinal 34 on the year with a 1-3 record. And Smith just trying to make something out of that. Able to collect a yard. Freshman Darrell Smith.
Looking down, it appears that the Rangers still have the first team defensive unit in there.
Let's see. Yeah, Bowers and Judson and Kent. Yeah, they do the secondary.
Hernandez is back there. Or, excuse me, Fitzgerald's back there, 18.
Pierce Jackson to safety. From the 35, it'll be 3rd and 3. Smith now to the left. Smith running inside the numbers and has a first down or close to it at the 30. It should be enough, maybe closer to the 40. It's another first down. The drive starting from the 17.
Watch go to the right. Cuts up, gets a pretty good knock right there by Fitzgerald, number 18. As a safety, he covers pretty good ground and he can deliver a pretty good hit to boot, and that's what you want out of your safety.
Close to 3 minutes into the second half from the 38. 1st and 10. Smith in the backfield, taken down by Jack Judson, number 44. Nobody blocked him. Judson just waltzing through and making the tackle.
You know, you wonder sometimes, are those assignment issues or just one player stronger than the other?
3-yard loss.
Watch 44 just to the left of your screen come through and cut through. Yeah, he just found a gap between the offensive linemen. Looking at district rushing leaders, Bertner, Devin Joshua came into this week almost 800 yards rushing.
3rd down, it is caught at midfield. They say, well, one of the no catch. Daly thought he secured it.
They're saying it hit the ground.
Close.
Our end zone cam's from the other direction, but let's see if we can catch it from this angle. He's got it. Legs. Oh, I think he caught it.
Boy, that's hauled in pretty nice. Daly, but all for naught.
Yep. I mean, it went between his legs, but I don't know if it hit the ground or not.
3rd and 13 from the 35. Fly under duress and hold everything as a penalty marker dropped on the far side.
Coach Skinner throw the red flag.
Number 3, 5-yard
Go to the
penalty.
replay booth.
Remain 3rd
Couldn't reach
down.
into the pant leg fast enough. Procedure. Bring up 3rd and 18. Need to get to the 48-yard line here on 3rd down. 56-10. The Rangers dominating this homecoming night for MacArthur.
Just the way the schedule worked out, you know, MacArthur, they played Lake Highlands right off the bat.
Fly is sandwiched as he let it go, intended for Davion Daly. I would say Jesuit accomplished the 3 Ds tonight, Rob. Dictate, dominate, and destroy. Their 3D outlook.
I think you hit it all.
In punt formation, Eric Velasquez. And who's back deep? Number 18, Robert Fitzgerald. Standing at his own 40. On 4th and a mile. Unloads, Fitzgerald comes to the ball at the 40. Crosses midfield, Fitzgerald shouldered out of bounds at about the 45. So the Rangers will start in MacArthur territory at the 45, leading 56-10, most points ever offensively in this series.
The head coach, Brandon Hickman, you see right there, his son Branson, currently playing for SMU. He has a handful of guys still playing ball right now. Smith's son, EJ, is at Stanford. Wyatt Hummel, a lineman at Villanova. Dalton Allen, another lineman at Harding University. And he has Jake Pagel playing at A&M. All currently playing right now college football. Pretty nice.
Up the middle for a gain of 7. Yeah, Harding located just north of Little Rock in Searcy, Arkansas. The Harding Bisons. Beautiful campus.
We got to get to the line quick.
Up there in
every single time. Ready?
North Central Arkansas. 2nd and 3 at the 38 for Jesuit. Number 12, Connor Naughton, running the show. He'll hand it off to number 10, Charlie Clements. And Clements has enough for a first down to the 33. Okay, what do we have? Luke Hoops in at a offensive line. We're getting some new numbers. Ryan Shore stays in, but Connor Naughton, the signal caller, number 12. 6:45 here in the third. New wide receiver. No, Ford Butler was in early in the game. Costanzo still in at guard, number 65.
George?
He's on patrol. Running play, not much. To the 35, that was Charlie Clements. And for MacArthur, Kenneth Hardy on the takedown.
Should not surprise anyone that coming into this game, Jesuit, they had 5 players in the top 10 in receiving in district. The other, J.J. Pierce, is either Pierce, one player from Berkner, and everyone else is either from Pierce or from Jesuit. And we've already talked about Krepp before. He came in with 18 catches and 5 touchdowns.
Clements going nowhere on that end around.
The leader was Charlie Cook for this team, but Pierce had a lot too, as there's an injured Cardinal, and he's a little slow to get up.
It'll be 3rd and 14 for Jesuit. Kenneth Hardy is the player shaken up for MacArthur.
Let's take a look at the replay, see if we can find out what happened to Hardy, 24. That's him right there. He just whiffed on the tackle. Does he come back from behind to help? He does. Watch the right ankle. Perhaps rolled upon. He's okay. He's walking off under his own power with a half grin like, ugh, how could my leg get caught up underneath like that?
3rd and 14. Connor Naughton from the spread, maybe changing the play, maybe altering something here. Takes a snap, throws it out to the left, caught to the 31-yard line. Number 10, Charlie Clements. Clements on the receiving end of a 17-yard pass in the second quarter, make it 28-10. Jake Taylor opening up the scoring here in the second half with a 69-yard burn. Just 30 seconds into the third. From the 31, Jesuit facing a 4th and 8. There's number 47, had a ton of tackles last week, Sean Newberry. Naughton, penalty marker, drop 20. Inside the 15, takes it down to the 12, but the penalty marker dropped back at the 30. Somebody got tied up or twisted around in the line. Benoit Mesfin in number 77 is an offensive lineman for Jesuit.
Probably a hold.
Offense number 13, 10-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
That'll push him back a little bit, and good to see Hardy
Nathan Morales
come back
in,
out.
number 70, so they're starting to clear the bench for Jesuit.
Yeah, what do you have to lose, John?
Well, yeah, 4th and 8 from the 41.
Nope, I'm going to punt it.
It is a punt by Naughton. Skips inside the 5, rolls down to the 1-foot line.
Ooh, that was close. One of the guys I thought had touched it was Had his feet on the line, but maybe not. They got it down inside the 1 yard line.
Nose of the ball almost touching the double stripe. But the effective punt, as we take another look at it. Still play in play.
Watch if the guy touching it. See, he touched it.
Yeah.
Right?
He did.
And his foot's on the line.
Ryan Shore grabbed it from the 1 foot line. Down 56-10, the entire offensive backfield in the end zone. Boy, that's a risky play, a deep handoff from your own end zone, and a lot of things could go wrong, but able to gain 1.5 yards as White. He's shaken up.
Yeah, he's going to be sore tomorrow. Fitzgerald, he just lowers the boom. Number 18. Let's see if he got hit on the shoulder. Watch 18, left of your screen. See, well, there's 18. Hits him just,
Underneath, too.
Yeah, hits him really hard and then finishes the tackle. I think he might just be seeing stars right now.
Well, that'll bring the training staff out from across the way as they attend to number 5, senior Damon White. 135 yards of rushing last week, but that was last week. Yes, he's helped to the sidelines.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, I don't want to be down too long. Just get me up, get me out.
And he will come out.
Has to for at least a play. Let's take a look this time from the end zone. Just hit him right around the shoulders and then a push for good measure.
Picks up 1 yard, 2nd and 9. Just outside the 1. Freshman in, Darrell Smith.
They're going to go back even more now. Right guard move, flinched. That's what happens, John. We've seen this so many times where the game gets away from you. You even see it in high school playoff games. A team that has just excelled and done so well all season, they're in by-district, they're in area, and it just craters. The next thing you know, they're down by 30, and, I'm not going to say they give up, but it's just the intensity's just not there.
2nd and 10, another deep ball. That's risky. I don't like a deep handoff in the end zone. Here's a safety coming up. So Jesuit in the backfield, it's a safety. It is now 58-10. Well, they started from the 1 and they end up in the end zone.
Hamilton didn't have a lot of running room to begin with, and no one touched the linebacker, Mendenhall.
Well,
Mendenhall, one of the 4, the inside linebacker. Those 4 guys, plus the safeties, very active.
Right. You just have to blow them off the line at the goal line. I mean, a deep handoff, you better get some positive yards. But now you give it up, you got to kick it away and give the ball back to Jesuit.
Just too much room in the end zone that you have to navigate just to get past the line of scrimmage or past the goal line to where you don't get the safety.
Most offensive points this year for Jesuit. They put 55 on the board a couple of weeks ago against J.J. Pierce. And 3 more tonight to make it 58. So they will either punt it or kick it off from the 20. Mac opened their season October the 2nd. A loss to Lakeview Centennial, lost to Trophy Club Nelson, then to Lake Highlands, and a win last week in the last 8 seconds over Nimitz. He's elected to punt. Eric Velasquez waiting for the 11th player to come on. They only have 10. Now here's Davion Daly. That makes it 11.
I think it's pretty good. Punting,
yeah.
Usually it's a punter. They seem to have a little more strength in it.
With no pressure, he can really unload. Caught at the 40. Crossing midfield. Stood up in the pile at the MacArthur 40-yard line. He continues to about 4 more yards.
That scrum rule that you and I would like to see change back to the good old days when you couldn't do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you have 11 against 3, you know, in a pushing war, guess who's going to win?
You've gone from football to Australian rules football. Fitzgerald picking his spots wisely, then here we go. It's a pushing match.
I mean, you're in a retreat mode all the way and have no chance to bring him down. They'll start from the 37. It's a handoff straight ahead and a couple of tough yards on first down. Third offensive series in this half for the Rangers.
Have you seen Duncanville play this year?
Just on highlights, like
Okay.
a Sunday night or a Saturday night
Sure.
highlights. Yeah. Same power teams now starting to flex their muscles. You know, the Allens, the Duncanvilles,
DeSoto's even.
South Lake, yeah, Trinity.
I had a good article with Russell Maryland in the Morning News on Sunday. He lives in South Lake, has raised 3 kids.
2nd and 7 from the 34. Number 25 gets the call. That's Sam Morales, and Morales will dive close to the goal line.
A yard shy. You knew in his eyes he probably thought he had a touchdown. He's like, oh, I got it. And tripped up right inside the 1 perhaps.
Senior Morales, 25.
And nothing fancy, just a read option. Goes left side, and second team offensive line opening up some nifty holes. You see some of the receivers downfield blocking, well coached by Hickman.
Got to spot it at the 3. 1st and goal. Naughton. Morales over the left side. Mack says he didn't make it, and he didn't shove back at the 1.
No, well done by the Cardinals inside.
So it'll be 2nd and goal.
Seems like every week we talk about a player decommitting to the University of Texas. There were a couple last week, and I think another one this week that's added his name to the, I'm going to think about it again.
Daniel Rodriguez, number 30, is the left half. Morales, the right half, on 2nd and goal. Norton will give it to number 30, and he finds pay dirt. Daniel Rodriguez, number 30, a senior. And we are in the 60s. So a couple of running touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter. Who was it that decommitted? Did you get the name of the UT?
Let's see, we had South Lake, we had Lancaster.
It was Lancaster, I couldn't think. Is that the receiver?
Yeah. And then we had another one. Was it one of the Rockwall kids or somebody north of there?
Extra point is good by Parker Brown. He has outscored the Cardinals tonight on extra points alone.
Yeah.
65 to 10.
Handoff right side. He's over the line before anybody touches him.
So another player adds his name to the scoring column tonight. Taylor scoring from 69, Rodriguez from short range. And the Rangers will kick off. Less than a minute to go here in the 3rd. They're going to drop back, I believe, Molina. No, it's Smith, number 20. Smith and Nwama drop back. Whether they ever touch it's another story, the way that Brown kicks. There's the 2.
Ty Jordan from West Mesquite was the third.
And it is fielded at the goal line by Smith, coming out with a 20, 25 out to the 26. So he decommitted last week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna mark it at the 27. Any prediction on the Clemson Notre Dame game this weekend? The big game on NBC.
Well, they're ready. Notre Dame without the #1 quarterback
Trevor
playing
Lawrence.
for Clemson, and Trevor not playing, then I'm saying why not? And they're playing at South Bend, right?
22-game winning streak at home.
Yeah.
Fly. He will hand it off, and going sideways is Smith, who was planted. It's loose. Spotting it at the 14-yard line, and the recovery.
Well, they basically just stripped that away.
Is that Tim? 81 is Tim Brown.
It is Tim Brown.
He comes back.
On to Smith, and he just ripped it out.
Yeah, he did. Tore it loose. And that's the end of the quarter. 3 down, 1 to go. As we head to the fourth, our score: Jesuit 65, Irving MacArthur 10. Fourth quarter. It is 1st and 10, Jesuit from the Cardinal 15-yard line. We're going for more. Connor Naughton, the man under. And Naughton on the sprint to the right side and jerked down after a no gain. Getting in there first was Hardy.
This is when you got to be careful, John, of not getting hurt. You can see kind of the game winding down a little bit. I mean, that time Naughton just kind of, he waited till the play clock was like at 1. And then he's kind of, you know, I'm not going to say half-heartedly, but he didn't go 100%
Not at full
that
steam.
corner. Right. Then you got another guy that's coming up that may be, and so kind of stretch the arm out a little bit. But as a player, when you're doing this kind of stuff, you still got to go full speed or you're going to get hurt.
Emery Hayden is in as a wideout, number 85, but will not figure in on this player. Maybe the rest of the night. Handoff and over the left side for a gain of 3. Number 25, Sam Morales. Jesuit will go to 2-1 in the district, and the Cardinals will fall to 1-2.
New faces, fresh chances. Right up the middle, nothing fancy. Coaches are just taking their time across the way.
Taking the full extent of the play clock. Third down. Right into the center of the line.
Was it Richardson we were seeing a few weeks ago that? Who was it we were watching, and they were just snapping the ball like at 15 or 20 seconds.
It was Richardson late.
Instead of waiting, waiting until a second or two. Same thing. I was doing a game, Texas State, and they were playing the Raging Cajuns, and same thing. Louisiana had the ball, and they had it in control, but they weren't waiting for the play clock to get down under 5 seconds to snap it. They were snapping at 15, 20. Next thing you know, they had to punt. Here comes the Bobcats, and they're making a game up.
It's a completely different
yeah.
outcome.
Yeah.
Deep handoff inside the 5, squirting through is Morales. And it'll be 1st and goal. Spotted just inside the 4.
Well, it was a perfect storm emotionally, I think, for MacArthur. They came off that thrilling Hail Mary last-second touchdown to defeat their arch rivals Nimitz last week. Then they come here, it's homecoming. They've got a really good team in Jesuit. And it didn't take a lot, John, to knock the steam out of them.
Yeah, after a 14-0 first quarter lead. And then the 35-point explosion in the second quarter. Morales is taken down hard at the line. That's Hardy. Throws him down. They have 40 seconds to get the play off. That's the time allotted on the play clock. They've been taking it down to 5, taking it down to 4 at one point. 65-10, 16 points in the third quarter for the Rangers. Taylor, Rodriguez on touchdown runs, and then a safety. Deep breath, Naughton. Play clock down to 1 this time. It's a handoff and to the 1-yard line. Number 25, another carry for Sam Morales, one of 36 seniors this year.
Speaking of emotional, you got tomorrow night on ICTN, you have Nimitz and Irving. Irving played their hearts out, only to lose, 7-3 to Richardson. And then, of course, Nimitz, the one that saw the Hail Mary go the other way against MacArthur last Friday. How are they going to bounce back?
Yeah. Gage Roy was on target tonight. He was 33 of 48 last week. He was 11 of 13 just in the first half tonight. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. And Morales dives, lunges into the end zone. His second touchdown run. As Morales and his team now in the 70s. 71-10. Or is that his first touchdown?
First touchdown.
Count. Yeah, Rodriguez had his first earlier.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's about 14 different players that have scored tonight.
Yeah, the depth chart, goes for miles, goes to the floor in the paper trail.
Yeah. Extra point is good. And the 72nd point.
Base left handoff. Runs right up the back of his offensive lineman and bounces into the end zone. Weichman, number 75, the junior tackle, was clearing the way, but when Morales got the ball, it wasn't the defender he hit, it was his own teammate.
Well, let's see. Brooks Verschoyle is a 3rd-string quarterback for Jesuit. As we're winding down to this one. 5:52. A short week for the Cards following the win over Nimitz last Friday. But this is going to be the rule from now on, Rob, forever in high school football. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday games, just because of the number of teams and the facilities that you have.
Even the Saturdays, huh?
Yep, even Saturdays. Not many, but I know the Fort Worth School District has a number of Saturday day games this year. They had a few last year. Dallas, I think, had 1 or 2 this year already.
How many of those are based on safety protocols?
Well,
not COVID, but they just feel like it's safer for people to go to the games on a daylight instead of at nighttime. I think that has a big thing to do with it.
And now it's dark by 6:15, a little past 6 o'clock with a time change.
Right.
All right, Jesuit set to kick off. The record now go to 3-2 all time against the Cards. Most points ever in the series collected at the 2-yard line, coming this way to the 20. And the 25, that's Davion Daly. And that's where the Cards start their third offensive series of the half. Is this the most points we've ever seen on ICTN?
You know, those Trinity Trojan teams put up a lot, but they, by the second half, I don't remember any of the starters being in the games. Yeah, this could be an ICTN record. I've never seen 80. Let me just tell you that. I've never seen 80.
From the 25. And a gain of about 7 yards and a vicious stop, not on Smith, but on one of the safeties. Kind of a out of bounds action there. Didn't figure in on the tackle, but
right toward the end.
Yeah, those pretty good block out of bounds.
Oh, yeah. Is Fitzgerald still in there?
Yeah, number 18. Ball at the 31, second down and 3.
That can't be Fitzgerald still in there. I don't think so.
Well, they're all over number 20, trying to find an avenue. Smith reverses, flags all over the place, as Smith taken down hard at the 34. Maybe
no, Fitzgerald's 18. It's
maybe
19.
Esquivel, yeah.
Personal foul, blindside block. Offense number 4, 15 yards from the previous spot, remains second down.
Boy, you just can't get a break, can you?
No, not tonight. Not tonight. Game winding down. They're going to spot it at the 16-yard line. Back in retreat mode.
If you can see, watch 4. Right there in the middle of your screen, that block there is what they called.
If you can't see the number, don't throw the block.
Oh, he saw the number as he made the block. The guy turned on him.
It's fumble. It's picked up by Fly, the quarterback. Fly goes the other way, and Fly goes down at the 13, goes down hard.
We've seen a lot of Smith in the second half for MacArthur, the youngster.
Gets up rather gingerly, number 12, the sophomore.
He's like, oh, this is what playing quarterback's all about?
And 2 more plays may do it. $16 points in the third, a 7-pointer here in the fourth for Jesuit. Came in allowing 193 yards of rushing, but well, a lot of numbers going by the wayside tonight. Timeout taken.
A little confusion by MacArthur.
Not quite sure.
Personnel-wise.
Well, he was just knocked silly. Fly was just not all there for a second.
They didn't know exactly what they needed to do. Jesuit, again, Nimitz, Berkner, Irving, Richardson. But look at, so you got Berkner on the 20th of November. Irving High 5 days later. And then Richardson 5 days later. So, I mean, for them, this is the type of game you want to have because you can rest the team when you get ready for the stretch.
And that will be a sprint to the finish in late November. Fly will hand it off down the sidelines, crossing the 25 and spilled out of bounds. Number 2, Lee Hamilton. Wrapping things up here, it was 49-10 at halftime. Sets up 4th down, inconsequential though, 4th and 9. Eric Velasquez will punt, or will he, for the last time tonight? Take it down right to the end. Nobody back deep for Jesuit. Barring a penalty, the last play of the game, that is a penalty on the defense. End over end, it bounces high inside the 40. And that may do it and will do it as they decide to end it here with a 72-10 lopsided Jesuit Ranger victory tonight. They go to 2-1 in the district. Irving falls to 1-2. The Cardinals overall now 1-4 as they have to regroup and take on the Irving Tigers. 72-10 your final. We're back with a final wrap-up here right after this.
Disappointing homecoming for MacArthur. They lose, and they lose really big. They were just outmatched from the get-go tonight. This Jesuit team, offensively, very, very good. Good offensive size line and a good quarterback and receiving core. And it is just one-sided from the get-go. In the second half, pretty much Jesuit just picked up from where they left off. First series is like the first offensive play from the line of scrimmage, a 69-yard run, just a handoff. Looky here by Jake Taylor. He had one guy, had one good shot at him, and then after that, he just uses his speed to go down the sideline. Extra point true, 56-10. They got a safety, made it 58-10. And then Rodriguez are starting to play some of the backups. And Rodriguez takes the 1-yard dive left, made it 65-10. defensively, they just kept on playing, and they stripped the ball out of the hands of Smith and picked up pretty much right there in the red zone. And they took their time, but after a while, they give it to number 25. The clock switched, so we go to the fourth quarter. And Morales dives left, made it 72-10. And it was just a rough night for Smith and everyone offensively for MacArthur. Smith had a rough night, but had experience for the young freshman out there. The stats pretty indicative of this ball game. First downs really heavily favored for the Rangers. Passing so efficient, 13 of 15 for 307 yards, or total yards 587. Cardinals turned the ball over twice, and both teams committed about the same amount of penalties yardage-wise. But statistics don't lie, and this is a really good Jesuit team. And, after such an emotional win last week against Nimitz, it really didn't take a lot, John, to take the air out of this Cardinal team.
When Mac Brown would lose some games at Texas, he's now at North Carolina. Not as lopsided as this, but he would say, just flush it and forget it. Flush it and forget it. But I don't know if you can tonight. It's going to be an interesting next 4 weeks for the Cards.
Indeed. And, the season's winding down in a hurry, and it's just whether or not they can bounce back after this one.
All right, all Jesuit tonight as they win at 72-10. For Rob Woolman, our entire award-winning ICT and production crew, once again our final score, Jesuit 72, Irving MacArthur 10. Until next week, this is John Nelson saying good night from Irving.